They just launched the MediEvil trailer that we've been hearing about since the PlayStation Blogcast. Right here on Halloween morning, about 10 o'clock Eastern, I think it launched. And so I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give my reaction. I'm going to give my take. If you have any questions or you're not sure about what this game means to me and you're not aware, feel free to watch any of my previous videos covering the MediEvil Remake or any of the streams I've done of it or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and watch it. I got it queued up. I think we're good over here on OBS. I think so. Ooh. Okay. Good, good. Whoa. All right. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing is I think they're using the music from MediEvil Resurrection. That I was just listening to that the other day, and I'm fairly certain that's exactly what they're using for the soundtrack. Which, if they're going to use anything from Resurrection, use the music because the music's good. It's I think it does a good job of keeping the soul of the original songs and sounding like them, but also, you know, sounding newer. You know, I think there may be a little bit of debate on that in the community, but I think the Resurrection music is fine. So that's good. Good to know. Ooh. Oh, wow. Ooh, they look good. Okay. Ooh, I like the hand.
PlayStation.
All right, so I can get behind this. I didn't hear Al Zalam anywhere in it, so that's good. I guess we're really going with the first game now, which is fine. That's what I wanted. I mean, there were things in this, like for instance, here I'll see if I can find it. I mean, there are very specific little things that are clearly. Let's see if I can find what I'm talking about here. That are clearly an indicator that this is the first game that they're basing this off of, which I realize Sean Layden has already kind of explicitly said finally, which is good. But not only is this, but it's not just being inspired by the first game. I mean, this is, yeah, like this here. This angle here, I mean, when you go in there in Return of the Graveyard, I mean, that's exactly the angle it takes. It didn't have that angle before. You know, it was free, you know, the camera was pretty free when you're up in the grassy hill and everything. But when you come in here, it's, you know, it does take that angle. So that's just kind of a little thing I happen to remember. But yeah. I mean, it looks great. Frame rate's looking a little 30-ish and below 30. I don't know. I'm not super sensitive to that. But, that might be an indicator for some. But if it's coming in 2019, which obviously it would have to be, but I mean, if it's coming later in the year, you know, maybe they have time to smooth that out. Yeah, see, I mean, it's the exact same camera angles. It feels very... I like that. I like that he's actually using his hands to move the block, like every other game where you move something. So that's good. Platforming looks like maybe it's a little more stable. You know, when you jumped around in this game, I mean, it was almost kind of floaty and hard to get used to. But this, it looks like when you're up in the air, he kind of comes straight down, a little more modern sensibility. See the jump there. The hammer looks good too. Let me see that shot of that hammer there. Yeah, it's like not super oversized. I mean, it is oversized. It is still a Warhammer, but it's not like cartoonishly ridiculous. Look at the Pools of the Dead, though. I mean, look at all this. Look at the draw distance. I'm enjoying that. You know, look at all the flags waving and stuff. Pools of the Ancient Dead is looking really good. I'm really liking this. All the flags waving, all the fires, you know, all that movement. It's looking good. I like the gold animation here. It's looking like a lot of good visual feedback. You know, I'm liking that. These wolves look awesome. The Graveyard Guardians. They look awesome. Now his face. I'm not gonna be super picky about it, like some people might be. It's reminding me a little bit more of Resurrection than of the original. It's looking a little cartoony. At the end of the day, I don't think I have a huge problem with that. I think some people might, because the first game had a, I mean, obviously there was some cartooniness in the DNA of the original also. So you can't blame them for wanting to maybe, you know, what's the word? I don't know. Just kind of continued down that road. But I don't know about the cheekbones coming out here. That's a little... What's that about? I'm not sure what that's about. You know, these cheekbones could be not there at all, and it would look a little more... I don't know. Would that look better or worse? I don't know. It's just... I'm noticing the cheekbones, and that's not necessarily complaining. I'm just... I'm noticing it, and it's kind of like, what? What's that about? Because I know people are going to pick that apart. Let's see. The runes look cool. I really like the hands that you put them in. Let's see that. Look at this grass. Is this like Shadow of the Colossus grass? Is that moving? I don't know. There was one shot where it looked like maybe... Yeah, over here. It looked like maybe the grass was flowing. Let's look at this, see what you think. Right here. See that? I don't know what that was about. I don't know if the grass was flowing or if that was light. I don't know, but it looked cool, whatever it was. I really like how the zombies look. It looks like the combat more or less is the same. Which, the combat being the same isn't going to be a problem for me. It's not going to be a problem for people who played the game back in the day. It is going to be a problem for newer people, though. I guarantee you there's going to be people who are teenagers or maybe young adults right now that did not play the original game and have never been exposed to it. They're going to have a problem with the combat. Looks like they're bouncing off you a little bit when you hit them. So maybe they did tweak it a little bit more than I'm giving them credit for. See how he bounces off a little bit? So maybe it is a little more tweaked, but I mean, it still looks like it's going to be imprecise and it's not going to make a lot of modern gamers happy. But maybe they're not. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't need to care about modern gamers. Maybe they have enough data to suggest that people like me, late 20s and early 30-somethings, and people older than that, who played the original game, are just gonna, our money going out and buying this is enough. Maybe they've decided that. Maybe they know, they have some data to suggest that, you know, $39.99 from each of us or whatever it's gonna cost is enough, and fuck everybody else. You know, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Looks like his head might be following the camera like he did in the first game. I don't know. We don't know if we have enough to really suggest that. But it looks like it's just called MediEvil. It's not MediEvil Remastered. It's not MediEvil re-resurrected or, you know, big boner bundle. None of that. It's, see how his head snaps to the camera? That's very distinct. Very, very distinctly looks like the first game. So, I don't know. I would really like to know what the skeleton, no pun intended, of this game is. Did they take some data from the first game? Because his head snapping to the camera right there looked exactly like it does in the first game. See that? That's an exact animation. So, why would they go through the trouble to make it look exactly like that? Why wouldn't they just be remastering the first game? So is this a remaster? After all, because they said remake now. They're saying remake, but maybe it's such an in-depth remaster that they might as well call it a remake. I don't know. I mean, the line does kind of get blurry when you look at things like like even the Crash Bandicoot, which is technically a remaster, but it's so in-depth and it's so overhauling that it damn near feels more like a remake. So maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's just so close to that line that they're just calling it a remaster or a remake. Not that it matters. You know, I'm just glad that we're getting it again. And what the fuck is this door? That's new. Oh no, I guess that would be the door in the graveyard that you're able to open with the skeleton key that you get from the stained glass demon, right? So maybe that's what that door is. It looks to be positioned about where that is, because you know this is what it looked like when you went in those doors. I'm fairly certain. Actually, no, it was on the other side of the mountain, wasn't it? I don't know. I like that they have this pan from the main menu in the first game, though. That's a good little nugget. But Dance Crypt, though. Look how good. Now that looks like MediEvil Resurrection, right? That's what Dan's Crypt looked like in the PSP game, right? Again, not complaining. You know, I'm just enjoying the differences here. Yeah, look at that. This looks, I mean, I haven't played Resurrection in a while, but this is reminding me a lot of how Resurrection looked. God, that's horrifying. I like the souls coming up and, you know, having their own little animations. Smashing the tombstones, a little bit of destructibility here and there. That'll be nice. Camera's a little closer too, I'm noticing, which is welcome in certain spots, maybe. I mean, it looks like a lot more of the DNA of the original game is in this than what would qualify as a remake, because remake would be starting from zero, making a new game. You know, this looks more like a remaster to me, but again, not complaining. I'm fine with it. Whatever it is, I trust Sony to pull it off, no matter how they approach it at the end of the day. Okay, so there's another shot of Dan's Crypt. And this is the same layout. You know, it's just a quick little shot there. But that's the same layout, again, that we had. See that? I mean, this is the exact same layout of the original game. So, and I like how his head comes off during the jumping animation. That's funny. So it's kind of looking like, you know, they took a little bit of the silliness from Resurrection, which honestly I could take or leave, and they're keeping a lot of the layouts, a lot of the basic structure of the original game. Even little things like his head turning to the camera. Like, I don't know how that's in this if it's not a remaster. But anyway, so it's looking like kind of a hodgepodge. It's looking like kind of a patchwork thing where they took what worked from Resurrection and take what worked from the original and put it together. And people are going to disagree on, you know, what from Resurrection they should have taken, what from the original game they should have taken. People are going to disagree on that. But at the end of the day, I'm not one of the people that thinks Resurrection just sucks. I don't think that. I don't think it's as good as the first game, obviously, but it doesn't, if they take some inspiration from that game, I'm not upset. I think it's okay. The hands are looking cool. I like that a lot. We haven't seen the gargoyles, though. I'm looking for those. And I don't think we're seeing them any yet. See how his head snaps to the camera like that? Watch it. Bing. See, that's MediEvil, man. That's PS1 MediEvil code or something. There's one of those bombs. So 2019. Leaves are moving and stuff. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of work going into it for sure. We're not getting gypped on production value here, which is important. We're not getting gypped on really anything. Doesn't look like it. It looks good. I'm excited. Not that I was ever really in doubt that this was going to be good. I was just worried that it was going to be a Resurrection remaster. And, if you want my reasoning for that, I have plenty of points that I bring up in two separate videos I've put up, where I have plenty of points that I bring up to support that at the time. And I still think that at the time, that's probably what they were originally doing. I think they were going for that. And they saw, people on forums, and they saw people on YouTube, and they saw just people saying, man, I hope that's not what it is. I hope that's not what it is. I don't know a single fucking person who wanted this to be Resurrection. So I think they just saw that, and they were like, you know what? We're switching gears. We got enough time. We got enough capital. We got enough, energy around this project. We're switching gears, and we're just basing it off the first game. And since they did that, there are going to be some artifacts from Resurrection, like the music, which was probably the decision all along to have the music. And, a couple other little things here and there. And you're also going to see level layouts from the first game and stuff like that, because that's going to be a product of them switching gears. So that's why it's turning into like this hodgepodge of both games, which again, I'm not upset about. I think that kind of makes sense, because the assets from Resurrection are going to be newer, probably easier to work with in modern development software. But yeah, man, looks good. Enchanted Earth looks good. Those boys look good. They look more like actual fat people. Yeah, I love them. I love them a lot. That looks awesome. Zombies look good. We're not seeing the health meter or any of the HUD, I'm noticing. Don't know what the health meter looks like. Don't know what the, maybe they don't know how they want that to be laid out yet. Hopefully there's a way to turn the HUD off. Maybe that'd be cool if they could put that in. But I like it. I like what I see, man. I do. I'm not worried about this like some are. Captured from PS4 Pro. I think that's about it. That's the extent of my thoughts right now. Pretty short. I wasn't expecting much. I was expecting a short little teaser like this. The graphics look good. It looks like they know what they're doing. They have an idea. They have a vision here. And it's a very resurrection-y vision, I would say. But somewhere in between. It looks like it's going to be somewhere in between the first game and Resurrection in terms of visual style, which is cool with me. And I'm excited. Hopefully we don't have to wait all fucking year for it. But if we have to for it to be what it needs to be, then that's fine. I'd rather them obviously launch it when they want to launch it, as opposed to launch it when I want it to launch and have it be subpar. So You know, Sony, keep it up. You guys are doing good. You know, I hope that the people working on this see this and realize, you know, hey, medieval fans, we're out there. We're older now, but we're still out there, and we will buy the shit out of this. And if you launch a collector's edition with a soundtrack, that would be great. We will buy that. I will buy that. So that's it. Those are my thoughts, guys. Feel free to check out my other videos covering this game so far. Any other developments I'll be keeping up with. So if you're interested in keeping up with the game with me, feel free to subscribe. Check out my other stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good morning, good day, good Halloween day. Go get scared. Go watch Friday the 13th if your girlfriend will let you. She won't let me. So go watch a video. Bye.